Oh holy copilots, deploy our MVP with minimal tech debt.
Imagine waking up, opening your laptop, and instead of writing code, you're feeling it. No terminal, no ID, just vibes. You close your eyes, let your intuition guide you, and somehow, magically, your app compiles. Welcome to vibe coding. Sounds insane. It sounds like a Silicon Valley fever dream. But this isn't just some trippy productivity cult. This is real. And Andrej Karpathy, the guy who helped build Tesla's autopilot, is taking it seriously. If you think that sounds ridiculous, hold tight. Because by the end of this video, you might either be terrified or converted. Here's the twist. Vibe coding isn't about slacking off or getting lost in your feelings. It's about leveraging intuition, speed, and flow over brute logic and syntax memorization. Imagine a world where the barrier to entry for software engineering isn't understanding recursion but understanding rhythm. Karpathy argues that this is closer to jazz than to mathematics. And if you've ever been in the zone, slamming out lines of code like a possessed wizard, you've already touched it. Now imagine bottle feeding that state of flow into a system, a workflow, a methodology. But here's the kicker: what if it's only possible because of AI? And this is where things get both exciting and terrifying. The foundation of vibe coding is large language models, like the one you're using to watch this channel. Coders become conductors. AI becomes the orchestra. Instead of solving a problem step by step, you prompt an assistant, feel the direction, sketch out what you want, and let the model do the heavy lifting. It's no longer, let me write a loop. It's, let's vibe out a pattern for this data transformation. Sounds cool, right? But think deeper. Who's really writing the code? Drop a comment. Have you ever used GitHub Copilot or ChatGPT to write code and thought, wow, that felt too easy? That's the vibe. But it also raises a darker question. Are we training ourselves out of thinking? Karpathy says vibe coding is a new skill. Knowing what to ask, how to prompt, how to trust the output while knowing when to intervene. It's less engineering, more piloting. But what happens when the pilot starts to forget how to fly? Here's where the tension hits. Traditional devs, the ones who built the web, who scaled your favorite apps, they hate this. They argue that vibe coding is fragile, unpredictable, and borderline irresponsible. But that's not stopping the next generation from diving in headfirst. Boot camps are already experimenting with vibe-based teaching methods. Prompt fluency is being treated like a technical skill. It's no longer about writing efficient code. It's about communicating intentions clearly to an AI partner. Think about that. We're optimizing for vibe transmission, and the data backs this up. According to Exploding Topics, AI-first tools like Replit, Ghostwriter, and Cursor have exploded in interest by over 300% in the last year. Not because they're perfect, but because they remove friction. Vibe coding removes friction. It's messy, it's nonlinear, but it feels right. And humans, no matter how smart we pretend to be, still trust their gut more than logic when under pressure. Let that sink in. Are we building software, or are we casting spells? Now let's get real. Vibe coding is seductive, but there's a trap. When you outsource all the logic to an AI assistant, you're also outsourcing responsibility. Imagine debugging a system that was built on vibes. There's no structure, no convention, just fragments of thought strung together by predictive models. If something breaks, who do you blame? The dev? The AI? The process? And if you're hiring, how do you assess someone's vibe fluency? This isn't just theoretical. Companies are already hiring for prompt engineers and AI whisperers. It's not a meme, it's a skill set, but we're in uncharted waters. If you're a junior dev watching this, ask yourself, are you learning fundamentals? Or are you just learning how to ask for answers? Vibe coding rewards speed, creativity, and intuition. But what happens when your vibes are wrong? But here's the twist that no one's talking about. Vibe coding might be the first truly post-literate form of programming. We started with binary, then symbols, then high-level languages. Now, emotions, tone, rhythm. The code doesn't live in your editor. It lives in your intentions. That's revolutionary, but also a little dystopian. What happens when models become better at interpreting vibes than we are at expressing them? Think about this. The future of programming may not involve programming at all. It might be storytelling, improvisation, a kind of cognitive dance with a machine. That sounds amazing until you realize how hard it is to teach. You can't vibe on command. You can't scale intuition. Or can you? What if we're entering an era where engineering teams are structured like jazz bands, each person playing off the other's rhythm, mediated by AI? Comment below if that idea excites or terrifies you, because this isn't going away. Karpathy's not just riffing, he's building workflows, demos, and tooling around this philosophy. The next time you code, ask yourself, am I solving a problem? Or am I orchestrating one? Vibe coding flips the script. It rewards flow, not form. And that will divide the industry hard, because not everyone wants to feel their way through systems thinking. There's also the question of trust. Vibe coding demands a new kind of relationship between human and machine. One where we stop micromanaging every line and start co-creating. But trust has a price. The first time AI generates something you don't understand, but it works, you feel relief. The 10th time, you stop asking questions. That's the danger. We stop learning. We start reacting. That's how civilizations fall. Still, we can't ignore it. The productivity gains are undeniable. Early adopters are shipping faster. Prototypes are being built in hours, not weeks. But quality, that's the wild card. You can vibe your way to an MVP, but can you vibe your way through a security audit? Can you vibe your way through a production outage? That's where the rubber meets the road. Comment below. Have you run into AI-generated bugs that were nearly impossible to debug? Let's zoom out. Vibe coding isn't a replacement for traditional development, yet. It's a mirror. It reflects how we want to code. Fast, creative, frictionless. But just like auto-tune didn't kill music theory, vibe coding won't kill programming. It will just create a new layer, a new genre, one that some will master and others will dismiss as noise. But if history tells us anything, it's that noise today becomes the signal tomorrow. So here's the real question. Are we entering a golden age of creativity or walking blindfolded into a future we don't understand? Vibe coding is here. It's weird, it's beautiful, it's dangerous, and it might just be the future. Or the biggest illusion since no code. Either way, the tension is real. The shift is happening. And if you're still writing for loops by hand, you might already be in the past. If you've made it this far, I want to hear from you. Do you think vibe coding is hype, hope, or heresy? Smash the comments. Let's debate. Because this future is not written in stone. It's written in vibes. Found this valuable? Watch our playlists for more practical, expert-level insights on digital transformation and leading your career into the next era of growth. And don't forget to share this video with anyone who needs a clearer strategy. Knowledge is power, and the more people who understand this, the more successful your organization will be. Simplify the tech, amplify the impact. If you've been thinking about trying cloud hosting but don't want to commit up front, Commodore is offering a 30-day free trial that's absolutely worth checking out. You get access to their full cloud VPS platform with $100 in usage credits to test out servers, storage, firewalls, and more. Whether you're running Linux or Windows, deploying a dev environment, or launching a business app, this trial gives you full control with zero risk. Plus, there are no hidden fees or surprise charges. The $100 credit gives you true flexibility to explore. With over 2 decades in the industry, Commodore delivers proven reliability and performance you can trust. Don't miss out. Use the link in the description to start your free 30-day trial today.